Gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Comrade! Labor right, them a go down, bong. Them a go down, bong. Them a go down. Is that? Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. We now vote for Labour. Orange we a come out in now. If you love the PNP, who no step out for Marky G. Jamaica just come along with we. People time come, people time come, people time is up.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Yeah, I say that we are. Pledge your allegiance.
Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Yeah, I say that we are.
We gonna run this town.
Make the trumpets play. Make the trumpets play.
Good day, my fellow Jamaicans. Today we come together in observance of Labor Day 2025 under the theme, Protect the Environment, our land, our duty, our future. We must do so as one people, with one purpose, as this is a theme that should resonate deeply with us all. We know that this island on which we live, the rivers that flow through our valleys, the mountains that rise above our cities and towns, and the seas that surround us are not just beautiful scenery. They are our birthright, the foundation of our future, and our responsibility to protect and preserve for generations to come. This year's slogan, Jamaica Nice, Protect with Paradise, is a rallying cry that reminds us that our beautiful country is a gift from God that we cannot take for granted. Labor Day is a time when we roll up our sleeves and come together as one nation in the spirit of service. This year, that spirit requires us to dedicate our efforts to protecting our natural environment, the very air we breathe, the forests, rivers, beaches, coral reefs and other marine ecosystems, the aquifers underground that collect and store our water resources, and the unique, precious biodiversity that is truly irreplaceable. Jamaica Nice, Protect with Paradise reminds us that our island is a national treasure and a global gem, but it is also vulnerable. It demands our diligent and watchful care. We each have a responsibility to preserve it so that it's not irretrievably lost, so that generations to come don't look back and say, we let them down. Labor Day has been a time of national unity where we work together for the betterment of our communities. Today, that call to action demands that we face the daunting realities of environmental degradation amidst an unfolding climate crisis. The climate crisis is not distant. It's not a speculative threat. It's becoming our lived reality. Changing weather patterns that produce more extreme rainfall, droughts, warming temperatures, flooding, and rising sea levels. They're already affecting our way of life, our economy, our health, and our food security. And while Jamaica's greenhouse gas emissions are relatively insignificant in global terms, we are among the most vulnerable to the effects of climate change that are being generated in this interconnected world. That is why we must demand that the world takes bold action for climate justice and for the survival and sustainability of particularly vulnerable islands like ours. We must recognize that climate justice has become a fundamental element of social justice. The poorest and most vulnerable in our society are often the hardest hit by the effects of environmental degradation. When communities lack proper drainage, when deforestation leads to landslides, when pollution fouls our water, it is those among us who are on the margins of survival who suffer first and suffer most. Let us demonstrate to our children the value of environmental stewardship. Our children must be taught in schools not just to love this land, but to understand how to nurture and care for it. These practices must become part of our culture if we are to successfully combat the threats that we are currently facing. Let us lead by example, reducing waste, conserving water, recycling where we can, and treating our surroundings with respect. This is how we will build a culture of sustainability that is rooted in our love for our country. As leader of the opposition, I have consistently called for Jamaica's Environmental Protection Agency, NEPA, to be autonomous, robust, and independent, for stronger environmental policies and penalties for environmental offenses, for greater investment in renewable energy, including policies that use renewable energy in the strategy for regularizing those of us who are not lawful customers of the electricity provider, and for climate-resilient infrastructure. But policy alone is not sufficient. We must act, not only in the interests of the environment, but to meet the demands of equity and fairness in our society. So today, as thousands of Jamaicans paint our schools, clean gullies, plant trees, restore playgrounds, and beautify public spaces across our country, I salute you. You are doing the work of nation building, work that improves the physical environment and uplifts the spirit of unity and purpose that is the foundation of Jamaica's greatness. Each such act of service is a step towards a cleaner, safer, and more beautiful Jamaica. And in the end, we must remember, this land is our home and our heritage. Only we can preserve its beauty, its bounty, and its balance. This is why, on Labor Day 2025, we recommit ourselves to the mission of environmental protection, not just as a project for today, but as a lifelong responsibility. Jamaica nice, yes? Let us keep it that way. Protect our paradise, protect our land, secure our future. Walk good. May God bless and keep you, and may God bless Jamaica, land we love.
Jamaica Labour Party JLP Chairman Robert Montague could face a tough re-election if the 2024 local government results are an indication of how voters in St. Mary Western are feeling. Here now is Andre Jebinson with Numbers Don't Lie.
Robert Montague, the chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, finds himself in a precarious position in his St. Mary Western constituency. Historically, Montague has been a formidable figure at the local and constituency levels and within his party. In the 2020 general elections, Montague showed his prowess by winning all 5 divisions within St. Mary Western. However, the 2024 local government elections was a stark reversal. Although Montague did not appear on the ballot, the JLP suffered losses in 3 of 5 divisions, most notably in Gale and Boscobel. This decline has prompted analysts and political strategists to scrutinize whether these results are an anomaly or vulnerability. Montague first won the seat in 2007 by defeating the PNP's Delano Franklin with a margin of 767 votes. His political journey took a downturn when he surprisingly lost to Jolly and Silvera in 2011 by just 227 votes. Montague made a remarkable comeback in 2016, reclaiming his seat with an increased vote count and an impressive margin. The most recent general election saw Montague returning to what could be considered normal voting numbers for his constituency in 2020. However, he still managed to secure a significant margin. Questions now linger about whether the trend observed during the local government elections in 2024 will carry over into decision 2025. Montague believes his established reputation and previous successes will help him, while newcomer Omar Woodbine says he represents a shift towards change among constituents who may be seeking new leadership. Since Jamaica gained independence in 1962, the JLP has won St. Mary Western 7 times, compared to 5 victories for the PNP. Andre Jebinson, CVM News.
And opposition Senator Peter Bunting has accused the JLP-led administration of using the security forces to bully citizens. Speaking at a recent political meeting in Manchester, he expressed concern over what he described as bullying tactics.
We saw in the COVID time when Floyd Green and the labor right cronies were drinking pink champagne on no movement days, when the little person was getting fined hundreds of thousands of dollars for not wearing a mask or being caught out on the road after curfew. That is why we call them a regime. We call them a regime because they love to stand up flat by their generals, playing the role of a petty tyrant.
He welcomed the reduction in crime. Mr. Bunting argued that the ruling GLP should not be credited for the improvement.
Right? Especially in this era of technology.
Yes.
People will get on the internet and search. So they are mad to think that they're going to get away with this. Not this time, Andre.
But apparently you know something. I want to ask you tonight. This person A, person A, that Donovan Williams apparently is holding the shares for in this medical technology company. Who is that person A? Who is that person A?
Well, put it this way. It's a person that's hiding.
A person.
It's a person. Yeah, it's a conflict of interest.
It's a conflict of interest.
Yes, it equals corruption.
It equals corruption and conflict of interest.
Well, it's a conflict of interest, and because they know this whole thing is done with intention, right? So from the mere fact that it's done with intention, it equals corruption. That's corruption.
But you don't find it strange. You don't find it strange that they went to the court to do all of this in 2016. In 2016, when the government changed. You don't find that strange.
Exactly. And when certain people got certain positions, think about it.
When certain people got certain positions.
Yes, it was necessary.
When certain persons got certain positions, it was necessary.
It's a strategy. Yeah.
Wow. So Dr. Dawes is going somewhere when him say Donovan needs to reveal.
Yes. Like stop talking about suing. Like tell the people of Jamaica who are the owners, particularly
the 40% shareholder.
Yeah, because we're looking at a company that is getting government contracts. There is transparency.
So you believe Dr. Dawes is going somewhere when him telling them meet in court and they have to explain and tell who is the shareholder?
Precisely.
And then and their person A will be identified.
Yeah, because the more they come with their tactics, right? What they don't realize is that they're bringing up issues, critical issues that need to be addressed, right? Number one, we have a company that is getting, well, here we call government contracts, right? So that company is considered a vendor, okay?
Yes.
All right. So we have an issue with transparency, right? Right. We also have an issue with the procurement system. They need to overhaul that.
Yes.
Because Andre, it's happening across all ministries.
What do you mean? All ministries?
Yes. Every single one. Yes. Yes.
So there are procurement flaws in all ministries.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So if a forensic audit was really done, it would unearth some more webby affairs in this government.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, sir.
Exactly.
No.
And so it's obvious.
My question, just one question.
Okay,
do you know how many contracts this medical technology limited has gotten from the government? Do you have a record? Do you have any record?
Let's just say this. Quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Yes. Yeah. Quite a bit.
God.
Yeah,
a bit could be 2. A bit could be 3.
Well, quite a bit.
Mighty God.
The thing is, Andre, this needs to stop. And this cannot be a 9-day wonder. It cannot.
It cannot be the 9-day wonder.
No, it cannot.
So if DAWS goes to court and push for the revelation of person A, it's going to unearth a webby affair.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is.
So you know, so you really know who, so look like you know who owned the 40% shares.
Well. Also, Andre, we need to see the cost of that drill. We need to see paperwork.
We need to see the paperwork.
We need to see paperwork. Yeah, and this needs an investigation because we need to see the purchase order. We need to see the source of funds going to said person. This needs an investigation.
Needs some investigation.
Yes.
But Medical Technologies is saying that they have not been paid for the drill. And it's almost 7 months now.
Well,
we're not going to false promise. On the things that we are putting back in the office. On the things that we are novice. On the better listen to this. Vote them out cause them not see we when we younger. Vote them out from Kingston to country. Vote them out cause when they win them a go dump way. We have to tell them promptly people that vote them out cause them not see we when we younger. Vote them out from Kingston to country. Vote them out, we have to tell them promptly. Cause when they win them a go dump way. Marky G, you know you the people them really want to see a great leader who will talk to we. Put on the boat and go, they go walk to we. Yes, go march to we. Because we have some guy with them on a intention. Leading the country in the wrong direction. That's why we come to make we own a selection. This we are gonna do a wedding call the election. Vote them out cause them not see we when we hungry. Vote them out from Kingston to country. Vote them out cause when they win them a go dump way. So we are tell them promptly people that vote them out cause them not see we when we hungry. Vote them out from Kingston to country. Vote them out cause when they win them a go dump way. We have to tell